Hey, you! Do you want some money? Yes, Porky, we know you want some. Well, come on down to Fazbear's Entertainment, where we are hiring now. You can have multiple jobs, such as a doctor, a fighter. Am I reading this script right? Why the hell would we want a fighter? And a security guard. Or if you don't want a job, have a job, you lazy bum, you can come down and be a customer. It doesn't matter. You can have fun the same. Well, come on down to Fazbear Entertainment, where fantasy and fun comes to life. Seriously, there's a 10 feet buff rotten animatronic, an animatronic with orange eyes, and it skips to, please help. It's a puppet banging on the door, dude. Please help me.
Yes, I made an entire intro to a tier list video and you're gonna like it. Yay, so you probably know what Bite by Night is. I mean, this game is so popular right now, even IGN made their first Roblox video on this game. And as you know, if you read the damn title, I'm gonna rank every class an animatronic. At least that's what I call them. I have not actually seen anyone do a tier list, and I decided to do one before it becomes like every other assignment everyone, and they mama does a tier list. And yes, I'm using that AI voice, so what I didn't feel like recording my voice because I'm sick. And yes, that security guard video is still coming, I just wanted to do this for fun. And before we start, I wanted to clarify that there will be 2 tier lists for classes and animatronics. Because if I were to put them together, it would probably be confusing, so they have their own. So yay, let's just start. So, Customer, the big back chud who does nothing Customer is a survivalist class. Think of Noob from Forsaken as an example. Customer has 2 abilities. The first one is Pizza. It heals 30% of your missing HP, but there's a catch to it. If you have 30 HP, then it will heal a lot. But if you have something like 70 HP, then it will heal a little amount. So you shouldn't spam this. The cooldown is 30 seconds. Never, and I mean never, use this in front of the killer unless you know you're gonna get the heal. Or if they are far away and out of your sight. Drink. Now this is your bread and butter. You drink your Bloxy Cola and you get a speed boost for 5 seconds. Energetic, which slows down the stamina deplend, and Rest, which makes your stamina regain faster and pretty sure. When Energetic ends though, you get slowness for 3 seconds, but by then you should already be away from the killer. This has a cooldown, 65 seconds, so only use it when you're in LMS or when you're trying to get away from the killer. Okay, now tier list time. In general, Customer is not a good helper to the team, like at all actually. I will rank him at C just because he can actually survive goodly on his own and he shines during Last Man Standing.
That's how I lost my medical license.
Ah, yes. My sweet, glorious Medic. Medic is literally a must-need for your team because the killers take so much damage from you, it's insane. Like, this may look like glazing, but I'm not even joking. Medic is a support/healer class, so you would think why they are so important. Me personally, I always want to protect my medics at all cost. But enough with that, let's get on to the abilities. Heal. Now, heal is the most important part of Medic's kit. You start glowing green for some reason, and if a teammate presses E, you start healing 5 HP every 2 seconds. You can also overheal 25 plus HP if they are already full, which is awesome, and usually only applies to security guard at the start, which we will be getting into them later. And another perk about Medic, you can see your teammates' HP so you know who to go for and who not to go for, while also not giving the killer any hints on where low HP players are. Self-heal. Hey, so you know how medics can't heal other medics and Medic has the lowest HP out of all of them? Well, this is where self-heal comes into play. Self-heal well. Self-heals 5 HP every second, which can lead up to a staggering 40 HP in total gain. But this cannot be cancelled or overheal, unlike the last ability. Even if you have max HP, you will be stuck in a long animation, so I recommend waiting until the killer is off of you. Someone barricading the door, or if you're on the pizzeria map, you can close the doors and you will have just enough time to self-heal. Okay, so of course I'm gonna put Medic in S. Yes, they can't fight back like Fighter, but 3 out of 4 of the classes can't. You will literally hear people begging for medics on their team because that's how good it is. I mean, any healer in an ASIM game is needed to survive, so the final rank is S.
Have at thee! Ah, my fucking knees!
Get crowbar!
So Fighter, the only stunner class in the game. Personally, my second favorite besides a certain Gord. Yeah, IDK what to say, he's just a stunner. Let me explain the abilities. Swing. Swing is a stun that lunges you forward and has 3 stacks of levels to that stun with parry. You start the round with 1 stack and you can gain it or stun, then gain 1 again. Parry. As it suggests, it's a parry. Fighter puts up his fire axe, and if a killer hits them, they get stunned. And just like I said, it gives stacks to your stun. Now, instead of that stun, I do have stuff to talk about this one. Now, me personally, I think that you should use this when other players are stunned. Like, for an example, if the killer kicks down the door, you are able to parry just in time to save a hit for your teammates' HP. Or your own, because you have just enough time to parry if you spam it or not. Yes, we are already on the tier list section, but I feel like Fighter goes into A rank. Look, he's good. You don't need him on your team, but it's nice to have him around to help and stun. It's just, the players never use his full potential and we hate the fighters. Oh my god, just help your damn team, y'all may become the new guest. Just help your fucking team, you dumb. You really think I'm gonna jump scare you 4 times? I'm not that pathetic.
What's going on here?
We're looking for the night guard.
He's the night guard!
Oh boy, security guard. My favorite survivor and the last survivor before I get to finally talk about the killers now. Security guard is probably the most op and best survivor in the game, so you may already know where I'm gonna rank this guy. Now this dude is equipped with a dollar store taser and an iPad, and bro uses that to absolute cook the killer to a crisp. If you use this guy correctly, the killer literally can't kill anyone, because we all know when you equip security guard, you actually become 10 times more buff in real life and automatically skillful. Now time for more glaze with the abilities. And before we do that, can I just say how I love the ability art so much. But security guard, in my opinion, has the best art out of the survivors. No glaze trust. Taser. Like I said, you use a dollar store taser to not stun, but slow down the killer by shocking them to a crisp. I'm still wondering how a taser does this to an animatronic. This can not only slow them down, but give slowness and confusion. It also has a DBD-type bar that you can hold so that it does not auto-shoot, but it can shock for longer. But it does slows you down a lot. Cams. So you know that the main thing to watch and see the animatronics in almost all of the main FNAF games is the tablet. Well, imagine that in a Roblox ASIM game. Yeah, so this is literally just the tablet from FNAF 1, basically. You pull out your tablet/cams and you're able to use the cameras that you can actually see placed around the map to watch and see where the killer is. Not only can you watch the killer, but you can highlight the killer. The only exception is Anard when he goes into his skin stealer mode. But not only you can see it, but other survivors. And you can also highlight gens in case people don't know where to look. The killers can't see these highlights, at least I don't think. But be warned, this camera does have a battery where if the green bar reaches 0, you will be forced out of the cams. And highlighting anything using that energy, so just be warned. S rank, just S rank. I don't even think I have to explain anything, just S rank. Springtrap. The first killer and probably my favorite due to sheer strength and opness alone. I don't know how they made this rotten animatronic so OP, but they did it. Let's get onto them abilities. Swing. Now, like I already said this with Customer, but this shit is your bread and butter for literally all the killers. In fact, you swing your axe or your fists, depending if you threw your axe or not. This deals 34 damage with axe and 24 damage with your fists. Throwing hands as a rotten animatronic is just so funny to me for some reason. Bear Trap. Now this is the reason they have trap in Springtrap's name. You put down a bear trap that, if stepped on well, traps you for 8 seconds, giving Springtrap enough time to get an M1 on you if he's close enough. But this can be disarmed but has a very long animation, and if you release F the button to disarm the bear traps with, you will auto get stuck in the trap. You only are able to place 3 bear traps, and whenever someone disarms it or gets caught in it, you gain bear trap usage again. Now, I highly recommend using this ability because it stuns for 8 seconds, does damage, and literally makes some spots unable to go to at times. And as in last-ditch effort, you can trap the exit. This really won't work on normal matches, but in LMS it can save you. Remnant Cleaver. So you know how I was talking about throwing your axe on swing? Well, this is where that comes in. You throw your axe that you can hold to aim. And if a player is hit with this, they get dealt with 20 damage and bleeding effect, which deals 15 damage over time. And once you throw it, you go into your running mode with 2 new abilities we are gonna get into just in a second. And you are faster. So I recommend always trying to use this if you lose track of survivors because of one ability we will get into now. And you can get your axe back if you miss, so, yay. Scream. So, this is the ability I was talking about when you throw your axe. You start screaming as loud as my sibling when they don't get their way, and everyone in the match except the killer, of course, gains blindness and deafens all survivors for 5 seconds. It also highlights the survivors for the killer and gains another ability, which is Charge. Now, this ability is low-key my favorite. You start charging like you're a football player while also gaining a little bit of a speed boost. If you hit a player, you grab them and scream at them with Springtrap's hot breath, and you throw them as hard as you can while ragdolling them. This can be parried, so be warned of that. This deals 40% of their current health as damage. Any following swings or fists will have only 5 HP taken, so just take notice of that. So in general, I think Springtrap deserves a S rank. He's the first killer you start out with. Probably the most balanced killer in my opinion. And just overall a great one. Okay, I know y'all are gonna hate me for this, but the video is just getting too long, so we are gonna skip Mimic. Here's the ranking. Because I just feel like it's getting way too long, and I don't feel like y'all would watch me for that long, so... yes, Ennard, the last killer we are going to talk about before this video warps up. The Skin Stealer, they may call him. Now let's get on to his abilities. I won't be explaining Swing since you know what that is, but it deals 32 damage. Wire Eyes. This ability makes Ennard grab from his stomach and send out these annoying children that wiggle towards people. If you're close enough to them, they will jump on your face, leading you to have to shake your camera. While it also deals explosion damage to other people around you. If Ennard is close by and you get stuck in this, you are cooked. Grab. You transform your arms into some wires and lunges their arm forward. In the recent patch, you know how to aim this, but it got longer. Before you didn't, and it auto went forward. If you grab someone with this, you will grab them straight to you and you can get a free hit. Warning, this grab is counterable. Skin Stealer. It's what the name suggests. When you equip this move, you get a little menu, which you can transform into either your avatar or someone else's, but that's only if you killed them. This will make you their avatar, and it even has the accessories of the class they were. Example, if they were on Fighter, they will have a fire axe or crowbar depending on the skin, and they will even have the animation. Stab. This is basically an M1 with a longer animation in your Skin Stealer form. This deals 45 damage. Throw. A newly added ability in the anomaly update. You grab your stomach again, but instead of just placing the annoying children down, you throw them and it will explode if a survivor gets hit by it, but if they don't, it will just turn into a minion. Explode. Explode well. Makes you explode out of your skin stealer form, dealing 25 damage and ragdolling the player, which you have just enough time to swing at them. The final ranking of the last killer for this video is an S. I don't think no killer is bad, so no killer or survivor is in D. So yeah. And this is the final ranking for survivors and killers. Thank you so much for watching. This was really fun to edit. Sorry it got kind of lazy at the end. I just didn't feel like writing out all those paragraphs and spring break's almost over, so hope you enjoyed and I'll see you later.